We're taking a fall today on At Your Leisure as Chad, Ria, and me, Stephen Human, try our hand at wake surfing. Can you really ride the waves 1,000 miles inland? You can, though you'd never know it from my performance. From there, Don Dunwell takes a look at a possible federal mandate that could make off-roading in a side-by-side a thing of the past. What are the changes? He'll have all the details, as well as how you can make your voice heard. Lastly, Darren Kinder takes out the new Can-Am 1000 Turbo.
All of my adult life, I have spent my time in water sports in that seat right there. I've always been the driver, but today, I'm going to be out there. Hi, everybody. Welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Ria Booth.
And I'm Steve Human, and today we are learning the sport of wake surfing, something that only one of us has ever done, and that's this lady right here.
And I'm teaching them today. My good little students.
All right, so what do we got to learn then?
Yeah.
If you're teaching us, you better. I don't want to fall on my face back there.
Well, you just get in, jump on the board, hold on to the rope, and go.
Really?
All right.
It's just that easy.
We better get set up here.
I think we should have an expert help us.
We need more advice than that.
No, I'll help you. I just don't want to scare you.
Well, then let's find a nice smooth spot and get started.
All right.
Wake surfing is really awesome. It's one of our favorite things we've started doing in the last couple of years. As we've gotten a little bit older, we don't like to hurt ourselves. So it's lets us play, lets us do a lot of fun things, and really, when you fall, it doesn't hurt.
I have my official Titanic life vest on. My souvenir Titanic life vest. And I'm so
You got it while he was on the Titanic.
So you're floating in the water like this. You put your feet right here and right here where you want them, okay? Now you're still floating and the board is flat. When you're ready, you have the boat go in gear. There'll be pressure. As soon as there's pressure, just push with your heels. The board will come up like that, and it will stay there because you have pressure.
And then from that point, you want to make sure you're keeping your shoulders back. So many people right now, they want to get out of the water so bad, they keep on leaning forward.
Keith, how do you think these guys are going to do?
First or second try would be my guess, but we'll see.
Okay, Keith, see you. Woo! You're ready to go.
Standing up was incredibly easy, just as really natural. I just wanted to get to the point where I was able to let go of the rope, and so I was trying to get it so that I could feel my own momentum being pulled behind the boat.
I love teaching. I think it's so much fun, the success when you get somebody up and they're so excited to do it, and it's so much fun to be there and just getting people behind you, get them to take a deep breath. I used to teach swimming, so it's just one of those things that when you see somebody do it on their own, it's just, there's a huge reward.
Yeah, Chad! Yeah.
I got some more work to do. Go to the travel adventure. I'm going to keep working on the board.
The reputation of the West rests on views like this. Stark backdrops of inescapable wonder where mystery and awe lie around every corner. It's the road less traveled, to be sure, but that's the reason we venture into this unknown world in the first place, so we can discover something for ourselves and take back a memory of uniqueness and beauty. Today, a group of riders have taken that less traveled road out of Farron, Utah, into Eagle Canyon, discovering views expected and not so expected.
Went from Bellevue Flat here, where we're at right now. We went down the Eva Conover Trail, took us down into the bottom of Eagle Canyon. At that point, we went down underneath I-70, the two bridges at I-70, continued on south through Eagle Canyon to where we come up out by the Swayze's cabin.
It's just a great area to ride in and experience the things that goes on out here and the history. This was a bunch of old cowboys that discovered this, the Swayzes, and named half the canyons and hills and things out here. So it's been a place that hasn't been explored.
Today's ride took us into that unexplored territory on a 75-mile ride that pushed even the most hardy riders to the point of fatigue. After passing into the freeway not once but twice, we came upon landmarks like Dutchman's Arch and the petroglyphs at the mouth of Cane Wash. The terrain varied from easy sand strips all the way to technical sections requiring skill and guts to overcome. This area of I-70 and Utah Highway 10 is in a key spot for off-road adventurers, as it lies on the doorstep of not only the San Rafael Swell, but the Arapeen ATV trail system too.
We can go 15 minutes to the west and we're on the mountain. We can go 15 minutes to the east and we're out here on the San Rafael Swell. So it all just depends on what kind of a ride you want to do or what kind of activity you want to do, depending on which direction you go.
The swell is a high desert plateau. The earth upheaved and made a big dome, and then the dome eroded out in the middle and left the swell with deep red rock canyons and different scenery out here, arches and things like that to see.
And there is plenty to see, especially on a full day ride like this one. The trail system is well marked, leading visitors through hundreds of miles of different terrain that can challenge not only your nerve, but your understanding of the term epic. The horizon constantly makes you question whether or not you truly understood the meaning of the word until you looked out on this pale landscape. The staging area at Bellevue Flat is easily accessed right off of I-70 about 10 miles east of Highway 10 and takes you directly into the canyon and the trail system beyond. Be sure to bring plenty of water, as this is a very arid landscape. But this time of year is actually the premier season to explore the swell and the Eva Conover Trail, since temperatures are incredibly mild and pleasant, making for a perfect day of riding. Temperatures will dip pretty low in the winter, but even when the occasional snow hits this area, you can still ride as long as you're prepared for the cold. Hotels in Huntington and Farron act as base camp for an adventure that will take you by surprise. Now, you can't set off on the road less traveled every day, but when you have the chance, it's always a good idea to gas up your machine, grab your helmet, and find out where it might take you.
There's things to see and do out here that you can't experience anyplace else.
It's just fun, and I think everybody ought to come out and do this. This is a great place to live.
For At Your Leisure, I'm Stephen Hume.
The Wildcat. More fun than the usual midlife crisis. The 2015 Wildcat Trail, and introducing the Wildcat Sport. Nothing's as wild.
Experience freedom and the lifestyle of rural America like never before in Cedar City, October 23rd with the Western Freedom Festival. Join us for an event that celebrates family values, public lands, good music, and the rights that have given us the opportunity to set our sights on the horizon. The crown jewel of the conference will be a live concert performed by country music star Darryl Worley. Freedom education and discussion sessions will allow participants to learn about and comment on the role of government, environmental policy, and the Constitution. Get more information and event tickets at westernfreedomfest.com.
Razor, Ranger, Sportsman, Ace. There's a Polaris to match your passion. Confident, comfortable, capable. That's Ace. With a solo cockpit, automotive controls, independent suspension, all-wheel drive, and up to 45 horses of fuel-injected power. Calling it revolutionary would be an understatement.
Well, welcome back to At Your Leisure. Our product review today is the Can-Am Maverick 1000 Turbo. Now this thing's 131 horsepower and it absolutely flies. We also brought out the Polaris 1000 Turbo so we could compare these guys head to head, and we've been doing that all day, and in the next few weeks we'll have a show that shows that as well. But for right now, let's take a good close look at this Can-Am and show you all of its cool features. This thing is a great time, man. It's got tons of power, suspension's awesome, and man, we're just having a blast out here in the dunes. Now up here in the front, we have projector beam headlights on it, double A-arm front suspension. You've got 2.5-inch Fox podium shocks on this with 16 inches of travel, and you also have drilled rotors on this to keep your brakes nice and cool. Now in the back, they have a suspension that's quite a bit different than others manufacturers out there, and it's a torsional trailing A-arm. You have your Fox podium shock, 2.5-inch with 16 inches of travel. Plus here's your A-arms, the upper and the lower A-arm, and then it's hooked to your torsion bar right here, and that's why it's called a torsional trailing arm. And you can see the wheel is actually behind your A-arms, and then you have your connecting rods here in the back. And it really allows the machine to kind of link up very well in the sand and other, in rocky positions. It can really flex around a lot and move through it quite well. Now here in the back, it doesn't have a whole lot of storage area, but it has enough, and they actually have a tray system that can go in here as well. And part of the reason is because you have your big intercooler here to keep your turbo cool. Now, one of the things I like probably the best about the Can-Am, and that's their seat and cockpit area. This seat is very plush. You could hang out in this thing all day long, extremely comfortable, and there's a lot of room in here for a bigger person. Of course, you've got 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and you have an eco mode and a sport mode, and those are actually kind of nice, especially if you're letting your kids drive the machine, or you just need a little bit less power and want to get better gas mileage. Maybe you're out here in the middle of the desert and you're worried you're not going to get back to the truck. Well, that's a good button to have. So you can run that thing in eco mode, and it knocks down the horsepower a little bit. The other button it has in here is your DPS switch, which basically adjusts how much power steering you're going to have. You have your two different keys. You have your black key and your gray key. And the black key gives you full power, and the gray key gives you about 80% power. Taking the power away doesn't sound right, but trust me, it actually works a lot better. Well, if you'd like to check out this Can-Am 1000 Turbo, get into Weller's Recreation in Camas. They'll be glad to show you this one, as well as the 1000 Turbo we did last week on the show. But coming up, we're going to have these machines going head to head so you can see how they do against each other. Well, I'm Darren Kinder. We'll see you next time.
Discover Can-Am's wide range of industry-leading vehicles during the Yellow Tag event. For a limited time, get the industry-acclaimed Outlander L starting at $59.49, or choose the powerful Outlander, the versatile Commander, or the turbocharged Maverick. With cash rebates up to $2,500. Offer ends soon. Visit your local dealer during the Yellow Tag event. Can-Am, the ride says it all.
A mountainside trail, a day of speed that pushes your limits, a desert oasis that opens your horizons, a land of horsepower for every taste. Tooele County is all of them in one. It's time to experience a new adventure you never knew you were missing. It's time to find out what's just over the mountain. Tooele County, Utah. The Wasatch Front is your home. Tooele is your backyard.
It's time to put away your boat and winterize it. I'm Corey Toon, Executive Boat and Yacht. We're your one-stop boat shop. If your husband hit the dock, you need fiberglass work, we can fix it. If your dog ate your upholstery, we'll fix it. One-stop boat shop, Executive Boat and Yacht, 3733 South Main.
Rage City is the only dealership I'll ever deal with. I know almost everybody that works here. When I walk in here, they know exactly who I am. They call me by my first name. They're just a group of fun people to work with. It's a good feeling to walk in a place that knows who you are. They do everything they can for you and takes care of you. They're just a fun group of people. Ray City is the only place you need to go to get an RV.
Any water coming out?
Just a little. You did great.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We're here at Jordanelle. Martha is now showing us what I was trying to learn before, and I think Stephen basically got. But you know, Jordanelle is a water sports lake that is as versatile as all the toys you can pull behind this.
It really is. We've been out here numerous times. You can paddleboard. There's just so much to do on this lake. You can camp. It's just a beautiful area out here.
You know, this is one of the newest lakes in the state of Utah, and I actually had an opportunity before any of the facilities were built, as they were just starting to fill the lake, to be on the very, very first boating excursion on this lake, the first commercial boats ever out here.
What were your thoughts on it? Did you think it was amazing?
It was way smaller than it is now.
Yeah, it's gotten bigger, huh?
A lot. So let's find out a little bit more about the lake.
Jordanelle State Park is one of many state parks in Utah, and we are located very close to the Wasatch Front. We're a very modern park. We have flush toilets, hot showers. Probably the biggest attraction is the water. So water sports are a big activity that families can do. Our concessionaire, Jordanelle Rentals, you can rent motorized boats, non-motorized boats. There's water trampolines, kayaks, canoes, stand-up paddle boards. So any type of water sport, you can either bring your own, boat, or you can rent it. You got the blue skies and the blue water and the green mountains, and right now, we're getting the fall colors. So the play off of the water is just really nice, where you can see all these different colors. The sunsets are amazing. In the distance, you can also see Timpanogos Mountain and all of that, and so it's very nice. They're spending an entire day with their family out on the water and having a good time, and it's totally different than, sitting in a movie theater or something like that. And that's the thing with the state park is, our fees for the entire family to come in is less than 2 people to go to a movie theater, and that's without popcorn or anything. So, I think it's a good bang for your buck, and it's all about getting out in nature and getting, like I said, some sunshine and activity and being with family.
Jordanelle is a great destination. You need to check it out, particularly this time of year, because the crowds have completely died down and the water is still warm. Well, I want to try this again. I want to let go of the rope, and I am going to do it. But now we need to go off to our trailhead adventure.
Go, Steve!
Brought to you by RockyMountainATVMC.com.
It used to be one guy had one. Now the family has one, and it's almost a lifestyle. People go and they ride and they enjoy, and they'll call and say, where are we going to go ride this weekend? Or what are we going to do together as a family?
Answers to questions like that have been easy to find over the last decade, as side-by-side UTV machines have dominated the off-road market. The ride isn't just about one person piloting their quad into the unknown anymore. Now, spouses, friends, entire families can explore together and share their thoughts in safety and comfort. All that's threatened, however, as governmental organizations look to change the safety requirements of side-by-sides, effectively ending their ability to travel off-road in the way riders have grown accustomed.
So at the federal level, there are agencies that are trying to require a mandatory standard for these types of vehicles, recreational off-highway vehicles, whereas manufacturers like Polaris and others have a voluntary standard that we adhere to under the Recreational Off-Highway Vehicle Association. And what we're finding is that the federal government is trying to mandate a standard which would require these vehicles to respond more car-like from a stability and a traction perspective. What we've proposed is that we want a standard that is more akin to what these vehicles are designed for, which is off-road vehicles.
Side-by-sides are designed to be safe. Obviously, seat belts, roll cages, disc brakes on all 4 wheels, that type of thing. And some of the legislature is trying to turn them more into an automotive or a car vehicle. And that's not what these are designed for. And it changes the way people live and what they do, and they hunt. They don't hunt in a car, they hunt in an off-road vehicle.
The debate over side-by-side safety rules has been festering almost since they were introduced. Over the last 15 years, side-by-side accidents, while far fewer than standard ATVs, have caused some in the public to question whether or not fundamental changes should be made to the design of every UTV on the market. These changes would affect models from the farm and ranching machines all the way to the sport two-seaters that are so popular on the trail.
These vehicles would be required to be much more low, much wider, and they wouldn't be as responsive to the types of terrain that they're designed for, which is rocks, so they need higher ground clearance, wider to be more stable, but also understanding that there are limits to where these vehicles are used, so that there are widths of trails which don't allow these vehicles to get too wide. If we get any wider, we're going to disrupt land. So you have to work with land managers to build new trail systems, make investments and things of that nature, which really we're not really looking forward to doing.
Another argument manufacturers are pointing out is that the vast majority of accidents involving side-by-sides have come down to one common denominator: driver error. In many instances, machines were taken out of their proper environment and used in conditions far beyond their specifications. Regardless, some lawmakers see that as evidence of an unsafe design.
What they're suggesting is that people are unable to use the vehicles properly, and therefore regulation is necessary. Where we would argue that if you do the proper training, if you use them in a proper manner in which they're designed to be used, you use the proper protective equipment, and you don't ride above your head, then regulation of these products is really not necessary. The best website to go to get more information on this, and really to direct you in so that you can reach out to your member of Congress, is stoptheorvmandate.com. There you can look up who your legislators are by a simple address search, and then it'll pop that up and provide you an opportunity to put a message in there to your member of Congress to really raise awareness of this issue.
Exploration is about family and friends, sharing our experience with those we care about most. Off-road vehicles were developed for that purpose and will come and go, adapting to our needs and abilities. Hopefully, the next evolution of the side-by-side will be a step forward and not a step back. From the trailhead, I'm Don Dunbar.
Hey folks, RJ Bailey for Stedman's Recreation. You know, when it comes to your next purchase on an ATV or road bike, you don't have to have the blues. Come on out to Stedman's, where they treat you like family. You'll get the best prices, the best service, and you'll have a friend for life, where they got a full lineup of Polaris, Yamaha, and Honda. When you come out to Stedman's, you're not dealing with just salesmen, you're dealing with family. And when you come out here, they'll make you feel like family.
Stedman's Recreation. People might tell you it's 300 miles out here, but remember, it's really only 30 miles back.
Tucked away just outside of Cedar City, Utah, are two of southern Utah's best-kept secrets, Canaryville Falls and Kolob Canyons. The rare scenic views create beautiful backdrops to capture the perfect selfie. Get your selfie to Canaryville Falls or Kolob Canyons and get in on one of Utah's best-kept secrets. Go to visitcedarcity.com and access your adventure.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. We're just getting off here on our wonderful Jordanelle surfing excursion. Was that fun or what?
I don't know. I'm still like shaking the water out of my.
Hello?
Yeah, it was actually a lot of fun, and Southwick's.
What a great time! Thank you.
Well, what great teachers they are.
They're the best teachers, and their kids are so darn cute.
You know, we kind of intruded on their family, but it's so much fun to watch a family like that get together. And, you know, they talked about it a little bit earlier, how much closer you get when you get a family together in an outdoor sport.
Yeah.
You bond, and it is something that you can't really find anywhere else.
No, and there's no plugging in out there. You're just out there having fun with the family, and oh gosh, it really brings everybody together. Great memories too.
True. We have a lot of business left on the show, though. Let's start with this week's contest winner.
All right, well, I found our winner this week. I was in downtown Salt Lake, and I came across this white Dodge van, license plate number X316ZT. And there's their AYL sticker right there. Congratulations, guys. You are the winner of a family 4-pack to Fast Kart, so you can go racing and have a great day. Call us at 801-947-8888 to claim your prize. And for everybody else, get those AYL stickers. You can find one at any AYL sponsor, and if they run out, tell them to get more. Now, we also have a couple of events to talk about just coming right up. October 23rd is the Western Freedom Festival in Cedar City, Utah. This is going to be a great opportunity to learn more about our public land issues and about our freedoms and heritage. You can find out more at westernfreedomfest.com. The next 2 days, the 24th and 25th of October, also in Cedar City, is the Livestock Heritage Festival. This is an amazing event that celebrates our rural lifestyle. You have Dutch oven cook-offs, horse pulls, live music, great food, and just an atmosphere that is very, very inviting. We hope to see you there October 23rd, 24th, and the 25th for the Western Freedom Festival and the Livestock and Heritage Festival. Well, how about we take a look at next week's episode of At Your Leisure.
AYL is looking for color next week, and we've set our sights on the Stansbury Mountains. What can you find on the trails on this hidden area, and why do so few riders explore out here? Chad and Ria will have your answers. From there, Stephen Human rides the dunes east of Wendover and finds there is no better time of year than right now to hit the sand. Own the outdoors next week with At Your Leisure.
Well, next week's show looks awesome, but not as awesome as you guys were on the water today.
Oh, well, thank you.
Both
that was
of you.
a little bit easier than I expected, because I've always had problem standing up on stuff.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. I enjoyed it. What about you, Chad?
Well, you know, I spent most of my life not getting up on things in water sports. I have to admit, it's one of my weakest areas. I drained half of Jackson Lake the first time I tried water skiing.
When you were 14?
When I was 14, because every time see, there's this connection. See, watch this. And so every time I tried to get up, of course, it was a 16-foot boat with a 35 horsepower outboard motor, so that was part of the problem too.
Well, you guys were there the first time I ever stood up on a ski, and that was at Lake Powell that one year. So.
And you do better on the flyboard anyway. You do better in the air.
I better with the crazy stuff, but at least I was able to stand up on this one, so I'm good.
Anyway, just because it's fall doesn't mean that boating doesn't work, because Utah State Parks has parks in southern Utah like Quail Creek and Sand Hollow, and you can ski those well into December.
And there's water in it.
That's right. So, we've enjoyed having you with us today. Remember, between now and the next time we all get together, get out there and create your own adventures at your leisure.
You want to try it again, Chad?
Sure.
Next week's show looks awesome, as always, but not. Oh wait, let's do it one more time. 3, 2, 1. If you guys put that on a blooper, you're all dead.
I'll put my foot down on that one. Hi, I'm Chad Booth from At Your Leisure. I hope you just enjoyed the YouTube video that you just watched. Now, remember, we come up with new videos like this every single week, so you might want to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss a single story that we have out. Now, you can also share us with all of your friends on social media. Here's how to do it right here. And that way, they can have fun too. If you want detailed information, we of course have our website, AYLTV.com, and from there you can find out which television stations we broadcast on, so you never have to spend a day without your fix of family-oriented outdoor recreation adventure. Plus, don't forget we have really cool contests.